MG, a legendary British automaker, is back in the spotlight with a bang. Known for their iconic roadsters of the 1960s and 70s, like the famous MGB, MG is reasserting itself in the world of electric vehicles. And now, after years of budget-friendly EV models, they've launched something entirely different: the Cyberster. This all-electric, open-top sports car is unlike anything we've seen before from MG, or any EV maker for that matter. But how did MG go from producing great value electric vehicles to this extravagant roadster? Let's dive in. MG has a storied past, and even non-car enthusiasts probably remember their sports cars from decades ago. The company's name dates back to 1924, and in 2024 it celebrated its 100th anniversary with a display at the prestigious Goodwood Festival of Speed. However, the journey to this moment hasn't been easy. Throughout its history, MG has had many owners, and its final period of British ownership ended in 2005 with MG Rover's bankruptcy. After several mergers and deals, MG eventually ended up in the hands of Chinese giant SAIC Motor, which has been the driving force behind the brand's rebirth. SAIC Motor, for those unfamiliar, is a colossal player in the global automotive industry. In 2023 alone, it produced over 5 million vehicles, surpassing even Ford. It has held the title of China's largest automaker by volume for 18 consecutive years and has been the country's top vehicle exporter. In 2023, SAIC sold 1.2 million cars outside China. Under this ownership, MG has undergone a remarkable transformation, particularly in Europe. It started with affordable, great-value fossil fuel cars before moving into the electric vehicle market. MG's EV offerings, such as the MG ZS EV, MG 5-Wagon, and MG4, set new benchmarks for electric car pricing, securing the brand's position among other major players like Volvo, Audi, and Hyundai. But the Cyberster marks a sharp departure from MG's typical value-driven approach. The Cyberster is a different beast altogether. It's extravagant, bold, and a little bit crazy, in the best possible way. Unlike MG's earlier EV models, which were rebranded versions of cars created for the Chinese market, the Cyberster is a true MG creation. Its radical design was first revealed as a concept at the 2021 Shanghai Auto Show, and it immediately caught the world's attention with its futuristic, almost anime-like appearance. What's truly impressive is that the production version of the Cyberster hasn't strayed far from this initial concept. The swoopy nose, arrow-shaped taillights, and, most notably, the scissor doors are all there, making it one of the most eye-catching EVs on the market today. Scissor doors are typically reserved for supercars and hypercars, and while they may seem over the top, they're more practical than you might think. Unlike regular car doors, which can require a lot of space to swing open, scissor doors don't extend as far sideways, making them ideal for navigating tight European streets and parking spaces. However, if you're someone who prefers to avoid attention, the Cyberster might not be for you. With its bright red and yellow paint options, this car is designed to stand out. If you want something more subtle, there are options like gray, silver, or the standard creamy white. Surprisingly though, there's no British racing green, a color that many would expect from an MG sports car. Beyond its striking looks, the Cyberster is also designed with practicality in mind. The folding roof, available in black or red, can be raised or lowered in just 15 seconds and can be operated while driving at speeds of up to 30 miles per hour. So, whether you're caught in an unexpected rain shower or want to catch some rays, you don't have to stop the car to adjust the roof. One area where MG's past models have been criticized is their interiors, which tended to feel a bit cheap. The Cyberster is a huge step up from that. While the seats aren't made of leather, Considered less eco-friendly these days, they are stylishly two-toned and heated, with electric adjustment options for both the driver and passenger. The cockpit is surrounded by screens, including 3 display panels and a portrait touchscreen in the center console, which controls functions like climate and car settings. It's a modern, tech-forward approach that fits the futuristic aesthetic of the car. But how does it drive? The Cyberster is available in 2 versions: the rear-wheel drive trophy model with 335 horsepower and the all-wheel drive GT model with a whopping 503 horsepower. For comparison, that's about the same power as a Tesla Model 3 Performance. While the Cyberster isn't a lightweight car, the trophy weighs 1,885 kilograms and the GT 1,985 kilograms. It's still incredibly quick. The trophy can go from 0 to 62 miles per hour in 5 seconds, while the GT shaves that time down to just 3.2 seconds. During a hands-on test drive in the Scottish Highlands and on the streets of London, the Cyberster proved itself as a true sports car. It's not just about speed, the handling is impressive too. The GT boasts perfect 50-50 weight distribution, while the trophy's 49-51 split with a rear bias gives it a neutral, balanced feel around corners. While the trophy is more restrained, the GT is a brute, delivering immense speed and power, yet still handling bends with ease. The suspension isn't too stiff either, meaning the Cyberster handles bumpy city streets just as well as it does open roads. This makes it an ideal grand tourer, a car that's just as fun for a leisurely drive as it is for more spirited outings. Even though the Cyberster is a sports car, it still offers respectable range and charging capabilities. Both versions come with a 74.4 kilowatt-hour battery, giving the trophy 316 miles of range and the GT 276 miles on the WLTP cycle. While these numbers aren't groundbreaking, they're decent for a car of this type. The Cyberster's maximum charging speed is 150 kilowatts, allowing you to charge from 10% to 80% in about 38 minutes. So, while long road trips will require a few charging breaks, they're entirely feasible with this car. However, as with many EVs, achieving the WLTP range in real-world conditions is a challenge, especially if you drive it aggressively. On a spirited run through the Scottish Highlands, the GT achieved just 2.2 miles per kilowatt-hour, giving it a real-world range of around 164 miles. But when cruising more sedately around town, it managed a more efficient 3.5 miles per kilowatt-hour, which is closer to the official rating. Now, let's talk about the price. MG is known for its affordable EVs, but the Cyberster is a significant departure from that. In the UK, the trophy starts at £54,995, while the GT comes in at £59,995. For context, previous MG EVs rarely broke the £30,000 mark, even in top trim with all the bells and whistles. But it's important to note that the Cyberster isn't just another EV, it's a unique proposition in the market. There are no other electric roadsters available right now, and even traditional internal combustion engine roadsters are becoming rare. The closest rival is the BMW Z4, which starts at a lower price but doesn't offer the same level of performance or excitement as the Cyberster. MG's journey has been full of ups and downs, but the Cyberster marks a triumphant return to its sports car roots. It's not perfect. There are a few design quirks, like the awkwardly placed screens that can be obscured by the steering wheel, but overall, it's an incredibly fun, fast, and stylish EV. It's a car that makes every drive an event, whether you're navigating pothole-riddled streets or tearing through scenic country roads. For those who want a sports car that turns heads, drives like a dream, and embraces the electric future, the MG Cyberster is hard to beat. It's proof that MG is back in the game, and this time they're playing to win.